It was a Monday morning like any other, but for Mark Evans, a single father juggling two jobs and endless bills, it felt like freedom. After 9 long years of working overtime, skipping holidays, and missing birthdays, he finally decided to take a rare day off, just one. He didn't tell his boss, didn't ask permission. He simply booked a small dinner at a cozy restaurant for himself and his young son, Liam, the little boy who had been his entire world since his wife passed away. What Mark didn't know was that the CEO of the company he worked for, Victoria Hayes, was also dining at the same restaurant that evening. Victoria, a woman known for her sharp decisions, ruthless efficiency, and zero tolerance for time wasted, had never met Mark in person. In her mind, employees who took time off were lazy, uncommitted, or ungrateful. She noticed Mark immediately, the way he smiled at his son, the gentle way he helped Liam with his tiny fork, the laughter that filled the corner of the quiet restaurant. The next morning, Mark received the call. His voice trembling, the HR representative told him Victoria wanted to speak personally. Within minutes, he was summoned to her office. Mark knew what was coming: the scolding, the lecture, perhaps even termination. 9 years of dedication, 9 years of skipped vacations, suddenly meaningless because he dared to enjoy one evening with his child. Victoria's office was cold and intimidating. She looked at Mark with a frown that could freeze water. "Mark, I understand you took a day off yesterday," she began sharply. "This is unacceptable. You know our policy. We need employees who are fully committed. I'm afraid this leaves me no choice. You're fired." Mark nodded, swallowing hard. His mind raced, imagining the bills, the rent, the tiny apartment he shared with Liam. He had expected anger, humiliation, perhaps regret. But he did not expect the look in Victoria's eyes, a flicker of recognition. She paused, then leaned back. "Wait, were you dining with someone yesterday?" Mark hesitated. "Just my son." Victoria's eyes widened. She leaned forward, the hardness in her expression melting into something he had never seen before: disbelief, then awe. "That boy, Liam. Is that Liam Evans? The same Liam who won the national science competition last year?" Mark's mouth went dry. "Yes, that's him." Victoria gasped. She had been watching the news the previous year, celebrating the achievements of a young boy who had grown up in foster care, a boy she had quietly sponsored without ever revealing her identity. She had funded Liam's science program, tuition, and mentorship, believing in his potential from afar. And here he was sitting across from the man who was now her employee, sharing a simple, priceless moment of fatherhood. The room was silent for a heartbeat. Then Victoria stood, extending her hand. I had no idea. Mark, you've been raising this incredible child under impossible circumstances. I made a mistake. You're not fired. In fact, I think we need to rethink how we reward dedication and how we see sacrifice." Mark's eyes filled with tears, not because of the job, but because someone had recognized the quiet, relentless love he had poured into his son's life. The love that no promotion, no policy, no corporate success could measure. Over the next weeks, Mark's career shifted, not because of his work output alone, but because someone finally saw his humanity. And Liam, he continued to shine, now aware that the person who had supported him from the shadows was real, and that small acts of care, even from strangers, could ripple into real change. Sometimes the world doesn't notice dedication quietly given. Sometimes a single act of observation, a single voice, a single acknowledgement can change a life forever. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, comment, share this video, and subscribe to Life Spark Stories, so these powerful stories can reach more hearts around the world. Before you go, tell us in the comments, do you believe one small voice can change a life?